Welcome! Today we're going to talk about this 2018 Model X 100D, and then I'm also going to talk about some maintenance items with older Teslas. We at Infiniti Tacoma, we sell lots of pre-owned Teslas, so we've had hundreds of Teslas come through our dealership that we've bought and sold. And we've had to, fix certain things and do certain upgrades and stuff at Tesla, so we can kind of enlighten you on the experience if you're kind of questioning things. So one common issue with these older Model S's and X's, usually you see it between the 2016 and 2018 model years, is that with the touchscreens, it's a composite material. It's a whole like sandwich of membranes and screens and stuff to make this thing work. So for those specific years, they had some sort of glue in there that would actually turn yellow. You can kind of see it barely. There's a yellow ring around the screen. It actually looked a lot worse before I took it to Tesla. So Tesla has a solution for this yellow ring around the screen, and probably this one might benefit from another procedure. Luckily it's not expensive. I'll show you the bill. I think it was like $40 or whatever to fix it. So basically what they do is they treat it with UV light, and that takes away the yellowing from the screen. So you could probably get a UV light yourself and maybe build your own contraption if you want to treat the yellow ring around the screen, but Tesla also can fix it, and they don't charge a lot of money for it. All right, so you can take a look right here. So use ultraviolet light to mitigate yellow border around touchscreen, $42. Not bad at all. All right, so the other thing I want to talk about on this one, which is a little bit more important, especially for you if you're thinking about buying this one, that this one has a full self-driving capability. Right now, Tesla charges $12,000 for the full self-driving capability. I have a Tesla full self-driving. It's amazing. It's not to the point where it doesn't need human supervision. It can drive itself, but it still needs a human to supervise, keep their hand on the wheel, because sometimes it gets confused. It's kind of like a 15 or 16-year-old driver. But I can tell you, it's progressed by leaps and bounds over the past year and a half that I've had it, and it will continue to get better over the years until they crack it. So basically, if you own a Tesla full self-driving capability, you're entitled to all future updates of the full self-driving capability. So as the system progresses, they train the software, they make it better, they improve it, you'll get an update, and then it'll drive a little bit better, and until eventually maybe it will be to the point where it doesn't need human supervision. Maybe it could be a robo-taxi or an Uber to make you money while you're at work or you're not using the vehicle. All possible things in the future, not guaranteed. But the thing with these older Teslas is that they don't all have the full self-driving computer. This one, when we first got it, had the Autopilot 2.5 computer. So you can't operate full self-driving capability on the older Autopilot 2.5 computer. So supposedly, if you own the full self-driving capability, you're entitled to, complimentary upgrades for cameras and hardware, so your vehicle can operate in full self-driving capability. I don't know the details of it. I don't know if you have to be the original owner and stuff, but I figured, hey, we're bringing this Tesla over to the Tesla dealership to treat the yellow screen. I'll ask them about a upgrade to the full self-driving capability. Well, luckily they did it, and we're not the original owners of this Tesla. We bought this thing pre-owned, so they upgraded it. So we got they did an upgrade to the harness. So yeah, so concerned full self-driving computer retrofits, they did that free of charge. So perform FSD upgrade to 3.0, installed latest firmware and verified proper operation. Customer will need to drive 100 miles to calibrate the autopilot system. So it looks like they upgraded to the full self-driving computer free of charge. Normally I think it's about $1,000 if you don't have the full self-driving capability. If you want to upgrade to the full self-driving capability, for instance, if you want to subscribe to the software, if you subscribe to full self-driving capability, they're not going to pay for a hardware upgrade. You'll have to pay for it. But it seems like if you have a Tesla with a full self-driving capability, and even though you're not the original owner, just as long as it's on the vehicle, it looks like they will give you that upgrade complimentary. So that's enough about that. I figure I'd cover that first, since that's kind of the title of the video. So let's kind of just talk more about this Model X 100D. So 100 is the size of the battery. You can see some Model X's are like a 75D, 90D. That is in relation to the size of the battery. Now they just have like the Tesla, now they simplified it. They just have a Model X or a Model X Plaid. So this is kind of similar to the Model X or the Model X Long Range. So fully charged range is about 300 miles. So the thing about the 300-mile range is that, you know, it's a little bit deceiving because you're not going to get 300 miles of range for everyday driving. Since this has lithium-ion batteries, Tesla recommends for daily use you only charge it to 80%. We charge them a little bit more than 80% just because we don't keep these on the charge every day. We want to keep them, we don't want them to get too low. But for daily use, Tesla recommends with lithium-ion batteries you charge them to 80%. And they have other Teslas with LFP batteries, which is a different story, but LFP batteries actually like to be charged to 100%, but those are heavier and they offer less performance. Usually the more premium Teslas, like this one, have the lithium-ion batteries, even like the new Plaids and stuff. So for daily use, they recommend charging it to 80% just to keep the long, healthy happiness of your batteries. Every once in a while, it's perfectly fine to charge it to 100% on a road trip. So usable range is probably going to be more like 200, 250 miles of daily usable range, and range can vary too depending on like if it's really cold out or really hot out. That can affect your range. There are things you can do to mitigate it if you park your vehicle inside your house, like in a garage. Generally the vehicle's warmer so your batteries don't get as cold. You can also do planned departures. You can warm up your batteries before you go, or you know, program in your Tesla app to say, hey, I leave every morning at 6 a.m. and the vehicle will heat up the batteries in the car for a 6 a.m. departure, making it a little bit more efficient. We can also change to a map view too. The nice thing actually about the map view, which I prefer, you can't see that yellow ring at all. It's completely gone. So pretty cool stuff there. So you have this amazing touchscreen. You have all these cool apps and stuff like that. You have an internet browser. You know, you can watch Netflix, Hulu, TikTok. You can play video games. Then you have the stuff in the toy box, like, you know, the whoopee cushion, a colorizer. If you decide to wrap your vehicle, you can make your avatar match the color of your wrap. You have a multi-track recorder. So much cool stuff to talk about. Okay, so this is the 100D. The D stands for dual electric motors. Pretty much all the Model X's are all-wheel drive. They've never, as far as I know, at least in North America, made a rear-wheel drive version of the Model X. Pretty cool. Beautiful interior. It's a little bit more larger and spacious than the Model Y. A little bit more of a premium vehicle than the Model Y. The Model Y is basically a little bit more basic. You only have one screen. Here you have two screens. You have wood trim, leather and stitching. A little bit more of a premium feel on the Model X. You have you know, air suspension, which is going to make the ride absolutely wonderful. It's like riding on air. And look at this huge window. You have amazing visibility with these windows, and then you have these really cool sunshades that work fairly well if it gets too bright out. So much to talk about. I could just talk for hours on these things because they're just so different. You have power opening doors, and you can actually program the doors to open automatically when it senses your proximity key. Pretty cool stuff. You just put your foot in the brake and the door will close automatically. Another cool aspect is these Falcon Wing doors, and they have sensors all around them, so they'll open differently depending how you're parked. In fact, we had some customers looking at this thing and it wasn't opening all the way up, and I was speculating because we're parked inside and knows we're inside, it doesn't want to hit the roof of the garage. That's why they're probably not going all the way up, and that looks like it's the case because they're opening all the way up now. So they have sensors in them, so you can be parked in really tight situations and you don't have to worry about it scraping the car next to you. Also, for the Model X, 5 seating is standard, or you can get it with 6 or 7 seating. The 6 seating is kind of nice because, you know, having these nice second row captain chairs are a little bit more luxurious and comfortable. They're power adjustable versus a second row bench. Then you have the 3rd row seating here, which is really nice. It's not cheap. I think on a brand new Model X they charge about $6,000 to upgrade to 3rd row seating. We have a power rear liftgate, nice trunk mounted spoiler. Lots of storage to fold down the seats. It's really tricky. People get confused. There's a button right there, and that's what you use to fold down the seats. It's really hard to see, but once you see it, it's obvious. But it's always a confusing. Salespeople call it, Joe, can you help us? We can't figure out how to fold down the 3rd row seats. Well, it's just that little button right there. Then you have this recessed cargo area right here. Nice color combination on this lovely shade of silver on a tan interior. Love the styling of the Model X. It is definitely ahead of its time. The Model X came out for the 2016 model year, but we're almost in 2024, and this thing doesn't look dated at all. It's still, you know, with the technology, the full self-driving and all the tech in this car, it makes, even though this is a 2018, it makes a lot of 2023 and 2024 cars feel dated. That's how advanced this thing is. It's just amazing. And then we have a frunk right here, so you have additional storage. Well, there you have it. One beautiful example of a 2018 Tesla Model X 100D, third row seating, 6-passenger configuration, recently upgraded to the full self-driving computer, and recently had that little yellow screen issue corrected by Tesla. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you soon, and have a wonderful day.